Have you ever wondered about film school? Have you ever wanted to go to film school? What were some of the things that had you hesitant about it? Did you ever wonder what it would be like? Did you ever wonder if it was something that you could do? Did you think it was too expensive, unattainable? I will let you know. There are some things that happen that aren't good, and there's some things that happen that aren't so good. Got to open my eyes to just a whole new set of opportunities and whole new set of job sets and skill sets. And yes, it comes with the bad as well. You have the people backstabbing, you have the people that flop on you, that don't show up for you, you have people that start as your friends and then become your ops. Hello, and welcome to today's vlog. Today I am going to tell you 5 things. 4 of them start with an M and 1 of them starts with an R, of things that you should consider if you're interested in going to film school. From the perspective of somebody who just graduated film school at a private film school in downtown Vancouver. And let's get into it. So the first thing, number 1, is money. Yes, money, because it costs a lot of money, and if you can't pay for it, then you can't go to the school. You may not have the cash up front to pay for it. You can always get a student loan if you qualify, but you have to be able to actually pay for the school to be able to go to the school. So that's the first thing. And also cost. You want to know how much it costs? It's expensive. $25,000 for 1 year of an intensive film school program. Yeah, and that's just if you're a resident. If you are an international student, it's going to cost you even more. I don't even remember how much they paid. I think it was like 10 grand more, so maybe 35 grand, but it's still going to be expensive. It's going to be even more expensive. So cost 25 grand. And that's for the school that I went to. There's other schools that are more expensive. So you need to consider, is this something that I'll be able to afford? Or is this something that I want to invest in because I'm going to actually utilize the skill sets that I learned from the program? Yeah. So the second thing, the second M, which I feel is the most important thing on this list. Money is, if you don't have money, you can't go into the program, but this one is the most important. Mental health. It's very important that you take good care, of course, of your physical health. It's even more important that you take care of your mental health. For the program that I went to, it was like a 1-year intensive program, and there's a lot of mental obstacles and struggles that you will have to encounter in film school, in the program. And if you want to make it out unscathed, or relatively unscathed, or minimally unscathed, you definitely have to look after your mental health prior to, during, and after. Meditation, exercise, going for long walks, spending time with people you love, or spending time by yourself, or doing some gardening. Just doing a lot of grounding and centering things to stay at peace, because there's going to be a lot of things going on. A lot of assignments are going to be thrown at you, and then just when you get one assignment, then you're going to get another assignment, and then you have another project, and you have to do this, and you have to film that. It could be pretty overwhelming, so you definitely have to make sure that you have like a good self-care routine, and you're working on and focusing on your mental health to get you through life, but also through the program while you're there. Very important. The number 3 thing would be, I would say, is your mindset. Your mindset is really important because you need to think about the reasons why you're going into film school. If you're considering going into film school, are you going into it because your friend went into it and it looked cool and you just thought, hey, I want to try it. That's not really the worst reason, but maybe it's not the best reason. I think that if you have a vision and a perspective from your own life experience that you are willing to tell and share and build community, I think that is a good enough reason to go into film school. Not to say that if you don't have that you shouldn't go, but you should really have a purpose and intention behind why you're going to film school. You should be clear about what you want to learn and what you want to gain from it. And then you should also be clear with what your overall purpose and intention is, and the outreach or the community that you want to impact, or what your overall goal is to learn from film school or from the skills that you learn while you're in film school. And so that leads in to number 3, which is motivation. Was that number 3 or that number 4? Oh, that's number 4. So this leads into number 4, which is motivation. Will you be able to motivate yourself to be able to get up every single day early, to be at school for 9 a.m., to have a full day, to not really have the most amount of time to prepare, maybe not enough time to prepare meals ahead of time, so you always have to prepare the night before, get up really early in the morning, prepare your meals before you go to school, and then not being able to work because it's such an intensive program? Will you be able to keep a consistent mindset and stay disciplined to maximize all the skill sets and learning and experience that you get from the school? Because if you are not in the right mindset, and if you are not taking it seriously, or you're not absorbing the information, it could be a big waste of time for you. I mean, it could be a big waste of money too. I mean, I don't know how many people just have 25 grand to just throw around, but it is a big investment. So it's a good idea to stay focused and disciplined to ensure that you are learning as much as you can, retaining as much as you can, and maximizing your time in the program. That would be very much ideal. So that brings me to number 5, the R word, which is resources. Now, I just mentioned before about not being able to work. So I think it's really important that, because I was that person, I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna be able to work. Even if they say I can't work, I will still find a way to work. But trust me, when you're in a 1-year intensive program and they're throwing assignment after assignment, they are doing this intentionally. They're making sure that every single second of your life for that year that they have you is taken with projects, homework, film-related stuff. So just accept the fact now that you most likely will not be able to work a job unless it's something that you already had established and that you can essentially work. Unless it's something that you had already established and you can essentially work remotely or on a flexible schedule, then just assume that you may not be able to work while you're in film school. So it'd be really important to make sure that you have resources, whether it's family that's going to be able to help you during the year, to savings that you can save up for to make sure that you can cover your expenses through the year. And even if you have savings and you plan for your bills and your groceries, there's going to be other things coming up. There's going to be other expenses coming up. You also have to account for the expenses that you're going to have while you're in school. You may already have a laptop, or you might need to get a laptop. You might need to get some software like Adobe Premiere Pro and other software. You might need a hard drive. Well, you're going to need a hard drive if you don't already have one, like a 1 terabyte at least. You might need 2 terabytes. You might need other supplies as well. That's going to cost you some money. And there might be other things that come up that you were not accounting for. So you got to be extra prepared and just make sure that you have all the resources that you possibly can all the possible help that you possibly can. Family, friends, people that are willing to feed you when you run out of money to feed yourself. I mean, it might sound like, oh, that's kind of intense, but it could get to that point, because if you're not working after a certain amount of time, or if you have a very small amount of savings that you're working with, that could become really dire after a certain point, and you could be living on the edge. So having resources, having support, including financial support, is very important. Very, very important. I can't stress it enough. I highly recommend that you have looked at all these 5 things, including having resources. So again, the first thing is money. You gotta look at the money. Do you have the money to pay for it? Do you have the money to sustain yourself? Then mental health. Are you focused on keeping your mental health in order, in check, keeping yourself stable and calm and in good health? Are you in the right mindset? Are you disciplined and ready to get the program done and to get the school done, and to be creative and make mistakes and try your best and just give it your all? Do you have that mindset? Are you motivated? Are you motivated to take it all the way to the top and not overwork yourself? Are you motivated to give it your all and be as creative as possible and try new things and continue to show up day after day after day after day, even when your resources are running out and your food supply is running out and your hope is running out? Are you still going to be motivated to keep showing up day after day for the whole year? And resources. Do you have the resources to make it through the year? Do you have the resources to make it through the year? Do you have the resources to make it through the year? Do you have help? Do you have family? Do you have support? Do you have people that can be there for you to help uplift you, carry you through the year? Because trust and believe, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So you're definitely going to want some help. And don't be afraid to ask for help. So yeah. But yeah, so basically school, it has its pros and its cons. It had the good, it had the bad, it had the ugly, it had it all. Got to make some new friends, got to learn some invaluable technical skills and skill sets and processes, got to network, got to open my eyes to just a whole new set of opportunities and a whole new set of job sets and skill sets that I didn't even know was possible or I didn't even think to look into. And yes, it comes with the bad as well. You have the people backstabbing, you have the people that flop on you, that don't show up for you, you have people that start as your friends and then become your ops, you have people that aren't even in your class that were your friends outside of school that seemed like they were supportive, but then all of a sudden they decide one day, because now you're all the way in film school and following your dreams, that they want to be your op. And it's just like, you didn't want them to be your op, you weren't looking for no ops, but one day they woke up and decided that they wanted to be your op. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You just gotta keep moving. You just gotta keep moving. You gotta have purpose, you gotta have intention, and you gotta know what your goals are and where you want to go and what you want to do. And you might not know exactly each step or the exact path, but you know the general sense and purpose of where you want to go, and you're taking actionable steps to reach that. And I could say that could go for anything that you're trying to achieve or trying to reach. You can apply that as well, is that you should always have a purpose and intention behind anything you do. And in order to reach your goals, there's got to be actionable steps that you got to take to reach those goals. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help, because you're going to need it and it's okay. And that's how you're going to get through it, is the community of support that you have around you. So lean into that. And thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm really curious to know, Did you find any of these tips useful? Is there anyone out there that's considering going to film school? Maybe not, or you're just curious as to what it's like, what the experience is like, or you've already started. You don't want to go to film school, but you want to know what it was like because you're working on your own projects already, or you're thinking about working on your own projects, or you're thinking about starting to film something, shoot something along those lines. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'm really excited to make more content, having a lot of fun making this content more consistently and looking forward to posting more consistently. I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to share some comments, please like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm loving this YouTube journey and I'm looking to build the community and just share information, positive information, and help back and forth to each other. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and watching today's video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.